over 22 million eligible voters were expected to cast their vote and elect the fifth president of the Republic of Kenya. The 9th of August is a crucial day for the country as the polls turn a new page for Kenya's political and economic book. Since attaining independence in 1963, Kenya has been ruled by 4 presidents. Mzee Jomo Kenyatta was the president of Kenya from independence in 1963 until his death in 1978. He is remembered as a Pan-Africanist. Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi served as the second president of Kenya from 1978 to 2002. He was the longest-serving leader of the country. Mwai Emilio Kibaki was the third president of Kenya, serving from December 2002 to 2013. He was praised for his work in infrastructure development. And now the incumbent president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. He is the son of Jomo Kenyatta. Before becoming the president, he served in various government positions, including Minister of Finance and Deputy Prime Minister. He was elected President of the Republic of Kenya in 2013. Now, the President of Kenya is elected using a modified version of the 2-round system. In order to win in the first round, a candidate must receive over 50% of the votes and at least 25% of the vote in a minimum of 24 of the 47 counties. The Parliament of Kenya consists of 2 houses, the Senate, which is the upper house, and the National Assembly, which is the lower house. The 337 members of the National Assembly are elected by 2 methods. 290 are elected in single-member constituencies by first-past-the-post voting. The remaining 47 are reserved for women and are elected from single-member constituencies based on the 47 counties. Now, the 67 members of the Senate are elected by 4-method parties, are then assigned a share of 16 seats for women, 2 for youth, and 2 for people living with disability based on their seat share. Kenya will also choose who governs their 47 counties. Members of the county assemblies are elected from 1,450 electoral wards. Kenya's presidential candidates have been campaigning ahead of the elections, and there have been misleading allegations made about their qualification to stand. TikTok is one of the most popular social media platforms among young voters, but its role in Kenya's heated presidential race is going relatively unscrutinized. Recently, the ethnic watchdog did threaten to shut down Facebook over claims of disinformation being spread online. Now, although there are signs this may now be changing in Kenya, ethnic identity has been used to grant privileges. Sometimes it's the only qualification considered for a job, a vote in the election, or even in accessing mundane favors from someone in a position of authority. Currently, only 8 million registered voters, about a third of the total 22 million, are aged between the age of 18 to 35, reflecting an increasing level of apathy about governance and elections among young potential voters. Kenya has a high internet penetration rate of 87%, so its young demographic is highly exposed to political content online, but increasingly too to outright disinformation and inflammatory rhetoric on social media. There were reports of dozens of female candidates who have been physically assaulted during campaigning for presidential, legislative, and even local elections. And this is according to the Kenya Women Parliamentary Association. Such violence deters all but the most determined women from contesting, and most cases go unreported. Kenya is a regional economic giant, and what happens there affects the rest of East Africa. In recent years, it has lost ground to Ethiopia, but if you look at the average income per person in Kenya, then at just over $2,000 a year, it is more than double its northern neighbor. However, this crude figure, estimated last year, masks the huge inequalities in the country and may not include the full impact of the shutdowns introduced in response to the COVID pandemic. So these are the issues that the country is facing. So who is going to succeed the incumbent Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and take the reins of one of Africa's vibrant democracies? The contenders are William Samoei Ruto. William, who heads the Kenya Kwanza or Kenya First Alliance and is currently the deputy president. The 55-year-old Ruto has pledged to boost spending for small farmers and private businesses and reform national health insurance and social security funds. The second contender is Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila, or Baba, is running for president under the Azimio la Umoja, or Declaration of Unity Alliance, which includes Kenyatta's own Jubilee Party. Odinga has pledged to stamp out widespread graft and give a monthly stipend to the unemployed, universal health care, and also free education to all. The third contender is 63-year-old George Wajakoya. George, who describes himself as a lawyer, academic, and former spy, is running under the Roots Party of Kenya. He pledges to legalize cultivating marijuana for industrial and medicinal use and export hyena testicles and snake venom to help pay Kenya's external public debt. And lastly, David Mwaure Waihiga. David Mwaure is a bishop and lawyer running on the Agano Party of Kenya ticket. He has pledged to tackle government graft and publish the government contracts for major infrastructure projects such as railways, ports, and highways.